Hello, and welcome to the live stream Q&A with Gravehammer. I decided to start a a very quick, unannounced live stream. So currently we do not have any viewers, but just gonna go ahead and start it and work a little bit with my upcoming project for a tutorial. We just chat around if people come in, and if you have any questions and or any topics you would like to be discussed, please write in the comments. So currently I'm thinking about building up a arch regent for Age of Sigmar. Just have to kind of figure out where did I put the sprue. I was hoping it was here, but no. This is the difficulty with having so many different sprues and Warhammer models. Probably some of you can somewhat relate to this. I certainly don't have too many places to put them, and I do not have a great system to kind of like sort them out. So they're just hanging in my closet, which you can see on the background. And unfortunately, I have to hop in there and check out what on earth and where do I have the spruce. I don't know if you can see it here, but tons and tons of spruce. And let's find out one exact sprue somewhere here. All right, let's see if it's here. Well, it's not looking particularly good in this box either. I was certain I had it. I was certain I had it around here. No, these are Blood Angels, not Age of Sigmar, not even close. Oh, but there is the Nighthound one. Yeah, that's the one I need. Tons of Blood Angel commission pieces and bodies. I think I could actually manage to do a lot of Heresy era models from these ones. Oh darn, there is like full bodies here. I could do tons of kit bashing and really cool models. But nope, no arch region here either. Let's go and check out another box. It was great to find the. There is actually, is there two? Oh, there's two of them. That's fantastic. It's the Guardian of Souls model for the Nighthound. Nope, not that one either. Now this is going to be interesting. So this. Now this is going to be interesting to find out where exactly is it. Spirit hose. Boxes and boxes and lots of more boxes. Let's see. Okay. Hey, Kato. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. This is a really small one today. And I found the Lumineth box, it seems. Oh dear. I didn't even realize I had that one. So then I got the Gudrod Spume Sprue. Perfect. Not what I'm looking for, but there it is. I just don't have absolutely anything here. And Aurelon Wardens, we're gonna take those and put them in the right place. Nope. Then I have one last place to look. Jesus, I didn't know I have Chaos Dwarfs here. Old resin prints too. Huh. Nope, not that one. Okay, some flesh eater cords here, but I have a bad feeling about this. No, not these ones. Nope. Well, it does seem that we do not have any clue where the arch reagent sprue is. It was supposed to be in the same place that I had my the flesh eater cords leftovers. I have some flayers / crypt slayers, or crypt horrors, but the and the arch region used to be in the same place, but not anymore for some godforsaken reason. I have no idea. Let's see if I have. Technically speaking, we're close. I'm finding a Morcast archive that's been so heavily modified and done wrong that I can't even explain. I bought them used, and I have never seen a worse job in trying to build a model. And that's saying quite a lot, but anyway, let's continue. I keep finding like these really weird sprues all around the place. For example, here in my the flock drawer or basing material, so to speak. There is a Eldari character. Yes, probably do something about sorting this out. I was so certain that there was going to be the sprue was going to be where it should have been, but let's see. Skulls and skulls. Tons of more skulls. Change. Something? Oh, is that's from the corpse card. All right. Some Chaos Dwarf characters. Oh dear, there's a ton of Chaos Dwarfs here. Completely forgotten about them. Okay, yeah. Let's call it quits. We're searching the arch region. I can build up the Kudrot spume and see where that goes. Oh, this is really old. Really old sprue, but we can work with that. I have to get the clippers from from the bottom of the floor. My studio apartment is in a disarray at the moment. I haven't been able to clean it up properly in a couple of months, so everything is a bit kind of lost around here. So, but let's see. This could be an interesting model to paint for a tutorial. Gudrun's Boom has a lot of different tentacles and surfaces, and making a kind of like an organic pattern for it would be really great. Just don't know how much people are wanting to see Nurgle Magatkin painted up. I was thinking of getting the Dirty Town Rust effects and for a simple and demonstrating for those products on the Gudrot's Spume, but that would actually be a good idea. But I'm thinking about starting up the series for the Daughters of Cain, and my plan was to paint up Snake Ladies, and then paint up Morathi and paint up some of those cauldrons. Yeah, I think they were called. So that would be actually a really cool series to produce on as tutorials. There's a lot of different things that you can do with the Daughters of Cain. For example, there is a snake skin, and then there is the regular human skin also on the ladies, and there's like tons of possibilities that you could do with those models. And to be honest, I feel a bit excited to start with them. Just have to go grab some models first. I think there is at least 2 stores here in Tampere that sell Warhammer models, Fantasiapelit and Puolenkuun-pelit. I could start with first getting a package of those ladies, and perhaps at the same time order a start collecting, which comes with the cauldron and some of the snake ladies, and also I think it was the priestess or slaughter queen for the daughters, and then at some point get Morathi and paint her up. I have a cool idea for both the debasing and kind of like how to use environmental OSL and stuff like that. That's pretty much things that I commonly do with my work, is use heavy environmental light effects and the basing of themes and everything. But I have a kind of like a chaos waste type of basing idea cooking up in my head. So, but seeing there's 4 people already churning up on the stream, welcome. If you have any questions or topics you would like me to discuss about here on the stream while I'm working the Gudrot's Boom, this is not a painting or building kind of a stream. It's just a simple hangout and Q&A session. So if you have any questions related to painting or other topics, and to that matter, please feel free to write a comment. This has been there's a lot of great models that I think that I would definitely want to start painting. Want to start painting for tutorials. For example, I would really like to paint the new Lord Croak model. I have absolutely no idea if Seraphon is at the moment in a great position. Is that something that people would like to see painted, and how it's doing? The last time I was playing Age of Sigmar, Seraphon was really strong. So perhaps that is something to take into consideration. There's a lot of great models that has been released. released in the past like 6 months or so. So I'd really like to try my hand at that. Lord Croak is something that is kind of a difficult to paint because there is going to be a ton of different materials on it, and I would think that a high contrast model would be extremely interesting to paint, but we'll see about that. We'll see about that. Oh, and there is also, I have Catacross in my closet. I also have Archon, the black, both models that I would definitely want to start painting, but Catacross is going to take like at least 3 tutorials to finish. So it's a large project and something that I do not certainly want to rush. I do also have a great idea for it. Kind of like how to make really cool and realistic looking bone and kind of organic materials again, like I did with the word bearers, yeah, the possessed models, and that's why I really enjoyed doing that tutorial. But there is so much bonus sections with Catacross, and I want to make it stand out a little bit more than what you see commonly used with the techniques painting that, because there is a ton of great tutorials, for example, how to paint bone and kind of like bone like materials all together. So I want to make it kind of a bit of a special one, and I still haven't kind of gotten the idea what I want to do with it. So perhaps it's better to start with the Daughters of Cain, and perhaps continue with singular models here and there. Let's see. Almost done cleaning up this brew of these bits, and we can start gluing the model together. It's perhaps a slightly difficult hour for doing a live stream, especially here in Europe. Let's see. A bit early. A lot of people are still working, but I decided to pop in and see if there is any interest. Let's see. Oh, where does this go? Oh, it's the mouthpiece for the tentacles, I presume. Yeah. Let's see if I can put it there. Nope, not that way. And probably should have gotten the building instructions, but this is not that difficult. Or it doesn't look like it's that difficult, but I'm having a bit of a trouble putting in the mouth section, or where I think it should be. I'm pretty certain that's where it's supposed to go. Yep, but there is. Okay, so it's like that. Perfect. It's not a difficult model to put together. only a few pieces here and there. But dried up glue. Perfect trick for if you're using the Citadel glue bottles. They have this very, very tiny nozzle, and it usually, I love using this because it's really, really sharp and you can get into difficult places, but it has the tendency to clog up. So using a Terminator that's used for cats and small dogs, these pins in the fulminator are the kind of like the brush, go perfectly within that nozzle, and it can open the clogs up. So working like a charm again. Yeah, that thing clogs up almost daily. Yeah, exactly. And I can really relate to that, especially when you're building a lot for a commission or for your own project. It tends to clog up really, really badly and constantly. But the precision makes it worth, in my opinion. I really like it because the kind of like the other plastic glue bottles, like this one, you can see the nozzle is so big that it's really difficult to kind of control the amount of glue you're gonna get from the tip. And with the precision of the Citadel glue bottle, you can also do a small kind of like a gap filling too. It's really one of the best, I think. One of the best. It has its downsides, of course, but overall, I really like it. Let's see. And you could be really, really precise with the edges and everything. So that's something that I do like a lot. You don't really need green stuff or anything like that to fill out the gaps. So I really like it. Apparently, a flame will unclog it too. Just don't breathe those fumes in. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good tip. Using a lighter underneath the metallic tip, and you have to be really careful with that too, because of the fumes, like Barry was said. But also, so do not keep a window open and well ventilated room, obviously. But also there is a possibility for it to kind of heat up too much and to seal the nozzle here, because this is a plastic section here. It can kind of like melt and seal all the glue here in the bottle. So keep that in mind too. But it's a neat trick, and been using it a few times when I had a really bad clog in it. So definitely. Oh, this looks so great. I just absolutely love the Kutrot's Pew model. Definitely want to paint it for a tutorial, but I have to see what kind of a base I'm gonna make for it. Okay, how you been, guys? Glad you're joining on the live stream. And this is gonna be a quick one, just hanging around and discussing and seeing if people are interested to chat up while I build a few models at the same time. Like, where does that go? Ah, okay, it goes to this belly. Right. Oh, I just love this pose. Just love it. One of the coolest, if not the coolest, Nurgle Blight King model. All right, it's done. Bit of a, let's see. Love it. Perfect. All right. So next up, I'm gonna build up at least one of these Guardian of Souls. Let's see if I have a knife here. Spectacular. Thank you. I built it myself. Let's see. I did a tutorial on how to paint a Blight King in my kind of a signature style when I painted my first kind of like the first Grimdark army, and it was the Nurgle, obviously the great big Magotkin army that I did. I was still working in COVID-19 ICU at the time, and it was kind of like a de-stressing hobby for me to paint a very, very grimdark army, and the let's say the Magotkin army was something that I could really manifest my kind of a need for a grimdark painting. And it's one of the easiest armies to paint, to be fair. It's really fast, it's really easy. You can be quite sloppy with it even. There is a ton of possibilities to hide any mistakes that you do. And it took me like 3 months while working constantly to paint up the Magotkin of Nurgle. So it was definitely a great project for that time. And I would really love to revisit the kind of the Magotkin theme a little bit. Perhaps bring something a slightly different to the current theme that I have been working. But we'll see about that. I'm really torn about, because there's been a discussion about the Daughters of Cain new book coming out, and there's also a preview that the Nighthound get a new book. It's something that I'm terribly interested in doing, both the Nighthound and the Daughters of Cain, but with my limited time, I am kind of like thinking if I should probably go with the Daughters of Cain first, and especially when I would really like to play that army too. So it would be a personal project also, in addition of making a tutorial series on it. But but then again, I really like Nighthound. I just they're so fun to play, but there is no hints about what kind of changes they're making to the battle tome. Some rumors are floating around the internet, but I'm waiting to see the battle tome before I make any judgment. And I would really like to have some great fixes for it. There's a new kind of a series of models coming out too for the Nighthound. There is the one hero model, which looks absolutely fantastic. I really love it. It's kind of like a Tomb Keeper or whatever. It's the large kind of like a coast going over the large book and having lots of fumes and everything coming out of it. It's going to be a baller for painting OSL, and let's fix this a little. It's going to be a really baller for painting glows and OSL, definitely. Does it show that this is like push to fit? So yeah, that's one of the reasons that I'm kind of like painting these night hounds up, or building these night hounds up, and hoping to get back into the night hound train. There's been a lot of like discussion about what the possibilities for the night hound and what the actual kind of changes would be. It's going to be obviously with the wave of terror rule. They're going to change it, no question about it. But how they are going to change it is something that I'm really interested in, because it's the wave of terror rule. If you don't know about it, a quick recap is that if you roll a 10 plus on a charge, you get to fight immediately with the unit that made the charge, and it doesn't count towards the combat phase. They fight. They made the charge, they pile in, and you get to fight with them, and then you can pick them again in the combat phase to fight again, and that is super strong if you get it. Definitely, especially with the models that have like huge potential for mortal wounds, like the spirit hosts, even hex rates in some cases. Even though I know that a lot of people do not like hex rates, but I played them a lot. I really enjoy them, and but getting it's an unmodified 10 plus on a charge, so that's like 16.7% chance to get it, and you cannot rely on it, especially when going for a kind of like an alpha strike. You can fail all of your charges, you can fail all of your wave of terrors, so it's really kind of a it's 1 in a 6, I think. So and it's unmodified. You cannot get any modifiers for it. There was a core battalion in the old book before the 3rd edition, and I think it was the Death Riders, or what was it called? Anyway, you got the wave of terror on a 9 plus, so that was actually pretty great. But then you had to, but it only applied to the battalion models, and it was hex rates and the black coach. So, and even if you fight twice with the black coach, it's still not going to be that scary. But a unit of 10 buffed out hex rates, for example, that was actually a pretty decent slapping coming in the general direction. So yeah, I'm really looking forward what they're gonna do with it, especially when Nighthound has been really bad in the long run for a time now. There's been some gimmick specs that you could build with the Nighthound, and they fared relatively well on some occasions, but Nighthound has been very bad or weak in comparison. So yeah, devastating. It's not even that hard to get a 10 plus charge. True. It's not. It happens. It happens, but it very rarely happens when you need it. That's the point. That's kind of like you cannot really rely on getting any wave of terrors, and that's like it's kind of a rare. Like I said, it's 1 in 6 possibility to get the wave of terror, and that's quite low when considering that you have to kind of get if you're trying to all the Nighthound models otherwise are rather weak, so to speak. They're not super strong. Oh, not weak, but yeah, they lack the punch you would commonly see in other kind of like hammer units. Mostly due to the fact that they have ethereal, that is a unmodifiable save, and they have pretty good saves all aboard. So that is one thing. The models cost quite a lot, also points wise, and that makes it slightly more difficult. So you kind of are like, to make it with Night Haunt, you kind of need the Wave of Terror, but you cannot rely on it, which is, yeah, it's really difficult to play with the Night Hunt properly, because a lot of other armors are just a lot better. But I liked it. I really enjoyed every gameplay I played with Nighthound. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed painting the models. I speed painted them in like 3 days. A full army of 2,000 points. Some of my followers have seen the Black Coach conversion I did, and the paint shop on the Nightmare Hearts, which I call them. So they were great. But I'm thinking of something a bit more different this time. Yeah. Okay, let's see. This is all right. One cool trick with these push to fit kind of Nighthound models, they were introduced in the second edition, right? It was the box that introduced the Nighthounds. Anyway, there was a Stormcasts, and there was Nighthounds in that box. It wasn't the Malign Portents, no. It was Malign Portents was the precursor to second edition. I think it was like a 1.5 coming out. But what is Soul Wars? Yeah, that it was Soul Wars. One moment, I have to take a drink. Speaking English tends to make my throat a little dry. Also a great advertisement for Coca-Cola. It keeps me going most of the days. So, the Soul Wars box, there was a ton of push to fit models, and the problem is that it's usually a tight fit. So you can it's difficult to show on the webcam, but there is the kind of like a butt there, and it fits in the hole on the other side. I tend to like cut a small amount, like a few millimeters away from the butt, and like this on a knife, and it will still go to the opposite hole, but it's a lot shorter and they fit much more snugly together. That is important with these models, because there was like the push to fit models are difficult to kind of get to fit together really snugly, for this exact reason that you have to use quite a lot of force to actually connect the points, and that's really annoying, because it leaves a small gap between the parts, and you either have to use green stuff to get them fit, or you can cut it a slightly looser fit for the connection pieces, and you get the fit perfectly without gaps. So I remember when the Nighthound models first came in, and I was like, "Oh dear, they are so cool! They are the coolest models in Age of Sigmar since ever." And I remember I went to the midnight launch party here in Helsinki. It was so great. I had a blast. I just one of the best kind of events in Warhammer for me. I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed going in there. We had a hobby corner. We had a speed building contest, and we had a speed painting contest also, and a lot of stuff just discussing about gaming and Warhammer and everything. And we waited for the midnight release. There was snacks and everything brought up by the Games Workshop, and it was a blast. I think there was less than 10 people there, but everybody kind of had a great time, and it was just like everyone was just waiting for the Soul Wars box release, and then we got it and went home and opened it everything, and was just, wow, this is so great, this is absolutely fantastic. And then I remember there was a tournament afterwards, and that I was playing the Stormcast, and I finished second in that tournament, and it was so many good memories. In the time when the Soul Wars was released. Mini Big is telling that Nighthunt brought me to check out Age of Sigma. Yeah, yeah. They're really, really like a unique kind of range of models. The Nighthunt has been within the setting for quite a long time, the Ghost especially, but to make it a completely a new army with new models and um, the war between the Stormcast Eternals and Nagash racing to be a superpower, and kind of being the protagonist for the Soul Wars, or the main villain for the Soul Wars, and protagonist in that sense that Nagash caused the Necroquake to happen, which the Skaven did kind of fuck up a little bit, like they usually do with the, if you know the end times and the end times and the old Warhammer Fantasy battle lore. They used a very special knife to backstab the Nagash and make the kind of like a necroquake effect happen in a fantasy battle also. Scott's Monday. Hello, Gravehammer. Your job is great. Thank you. Thank you very much. Been a bit slow lately with producing tutorials. Very, very, very busy. But we do a tutorial about Hedonites of Slanesh. Sorry for my English, I'm Belgium. No worries. Your English is perfectly all right. I'm Finnish, so my English is sometimes a bit clunky and clumsy. So, but I hope we understand each other. About Hedonites of Slanesh, yes. Somewhere near in the future, I will take a better look at Hedonites. The last tutorial I actually made, the Uncarne, if you go check out my Instagram, it's the latest model I did, and I would probably use the same techniques I did to paint the Uncarne model, because it has that purple/pink tone to it, and I go over how to paint the skin and how to paint the bones and everything. Also with the magic effect twirling around the Incarne. So definitely, if you want good tips to paint your your Slanesh army, and you want a slightly pinkish tone to everything, I would recommend checking out my Instagram, grave.hammer, and check out the first model. There is the Uncarne for the Eldar. And it was a bit of a Easter egg for me, have because the Eldari have the very much difficulties with the Slanas, as we all know. So I kind of wanted to make a bit of a mix-up and a mock-up using the Incarnate model, and the soul twirl or spiral effect that coming up is pink, and the whole paint job is really pinkish in style, kind of like the pink and purple of Slanesh. Katsotaan. Välillä vähän suomeakin tässä välissä sitten. Checking out my phone and my schedule for today, and it's been almost an hour already streaming. Oh, this went fast. This went really, really fast. I'm really sorry. I know a lot of people have been asking for a Q&A session, and I will make it probably this weekend. With a. I started out just on a whim today, and it's not the best hour because people are like, most of my viewers are from Europe, and some of them are from the States, and the time is not optimal at the moment. It's 2 p.m. here in Finland soon, so yeah, it's not optimal. I just put up the Q&A for shits and giggles, so to speak. So I will be wrapping up this Q&A live stream in a minute. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and I will answer them shortly if possible. Okay. Let's see. Sorry for distracting. I'm taking a little break here. Okay, I got everything built up that I wanted, and a few Nighthawk models, the Goodrock's Pew. I didn't get to build up the Arch Revenant, which I wanted to paint and build up, but I will continue the search for it, and we'll see if I can find it and paint it up for a tutorial. But thank you for joining, those few people that came around, and I'm gonna quit the streaming here. I'm probably going to do another Q&A stream with a prime time, or during a prime time, probably Saturday or Sunday. Keep that in mind and hop in, and let's discuss about Warhammer. Let's discuss about a Grimdark, and let's discuss about painting. All right. Thank you for joining, and I hope you see this weekend. Bye-bye.